Alright, so I wanted to show you how I actually make a wager. Some people have asked me that. So let's take a look at first. I ran the parsing, for game day on 5/6. So that's been complete. You can see it down here at the bottom. And let's just look at the reports for a moment. So once the game, once the information is parsed, this is the results. And so here's what I did. So I go over to Delaware Park, and I looked at my top teams that have the largest delta variance. So here I have the Astros, the Angels, the Orioles, the Padres, and so on. So it turns out, for some reason, when I was at the track, they didn't show running lines for or money lines for this Angels versus the Nationals game. So I wound up betting the Astros and the Orioles because they had the largest delta gaps. So I took the Astros and the Orioles, and then I went down and I looked at the largest variant on the away teams. And again, the Phillies and Mets, I couldn't get action on that game, so I wound up taking the Cardinals and the Pirates. They had the largest gaps. I did the 4 teams, and I'm going to show you when I make the video. I'll bring in the actual betting ticket, but I'll show you the parlay. And I also did a straight up bet, money line bet on this Cardinals versus the Giants, because again, away team, the Cardinals actually were the underdogs. Not by much, but they were underdogs. But this is the greatest delta variance. So I took that as a straight money line. I'll show you those tickets also. So let me close that. If you go over here to the websites, I do have the Delaware money line odds. And this was again for yesterday. They'll show you. So for example, let's look at that Cardinal game. So the Cardinal game, the Cardinals was plus 115, so I would get $115 every $100 I bet. So they were the underdogs. I had bet the Orioles, and they would have been a minus 122. Again, I would have to lay $122 to make 100. What else? I had the Astros, and this one was the biggest variant. I would have to lay $200 to make $100. And what else did I have? And I had let's see, the Astros, the Orioles, the Cardinals. Oh, and I had the Pirates. Here's the Pirates. I would have to lay at 130 to make 100. So anyway, this is the parlay sheet for Pro Baseball May 6th. Okay, so I don't need that. And so again, I would go to the track, and then I made those wagers. I also made a wager on the Kentucky Derby. Anyway, let's take a look at how well we did. So again, this morning, now it's May 7th, I literally parsed the scores from yesterday. So that parsing is done. And then I looked at the reports, and let's see how well we did. So we have the Astros. Of course, they won 3-2, so that's good because I had a straight up bet on that one. Oh no, I had that on the Cardinals, but that was part of the parlay. That one. Unfortunately, the Orioles, they didn't play. So with a parlay card, I had a 4-team parlay. Now it's down to a 3-team. And then I had the 2 at the back end, the away teams. There's my Cardinals. They won 3-2, so I won the straight up bet. But the Pirate game was also postponed, and I'm sure it's because of the weather. It was really raining. So now I got both parlays, 2-team parlays. So I went from a 4-team parlay, and the 2 postpones just dropped out of the card, and I wind up winning the 2-team parlay. But I'll show you those in the video. So anyway, that's how I did. Okay, so here is the running line sheet I received at the Delaware Park. The teller just gave me the pro baseball running lines, and from here is where I would pick the parlay numbers, the money line numbers, so I can determine what to wager. And I'll show you that here in a little bit too. I created a parlay calculator that you can now launch off the program. Okay, here is the actual parlay betting sheet. You see the 4 teams that I picked with the running lines on them. And then for $20, I would win 187 to collect 207. Unfortunately, 2 of those teams did not win, but I did pick up the parlay on 2 teams. And I'll show you that with the calculator, how much money I won. Okay, here's the straight up money line bet I made on the Cardinals. Here you can see the running line was plus 115. So with a $40 wager, I win 46 on the 40 with a collection of $86. So that's how these money lines are going to work. Obviously, this is the underdog, and the underdog won, I think, was 3-2. Okay, so I just want to show you those couple wagers and how I do it. Okay, let's take a look at that parlay calculator I built. Right under helps, it says Parlay Wagering Calculator. You can bring it up. And here it is, nothing to it, right? But it has the up to 10 games money line odds you would put in here. You put your initial bet, and then you would hit submit, and you get your numbers. So, for example, in the one that I did yesterday, the Astros was minus 200. The Orioles would have been a minus 122. The third game, the Cardinals was plus 115. And the fourth was the Pirates at minus 130. I had a $20 bet on a 14 parlay, hit submit, and I would have won $207.65. So I would have won 187 on my $20 wager. Not a bad set of odds, especially for most of them being the favorites, right? However, let's take a look, because it turns out the Oriole game, let's reset it. So we did have the Astros at minus 200, and then the Orioles and the Pirates was postponed. I had the Cardinals at plus 115. It was the $20 wager. I hit submit, and now I'm going to collect $64.50 based upon the $20 with just the 2-team parlay. The other 2 teams, the way this will work, they didn't play. So that 14 parlay card will go down with 2-team parlay, and that would be the winnings on the card. Anyway, that's how this calculator is going to work.